Most guys think that being beautiful is determined by your looks, money, or position. But what if I told you that the real game is what you say? A high-value guy attracts attention, leans in, and talks to women in a manner that makes them think about him long after he goes, rather than trying to impress. In actuality, how you say something matters just as much as what you say. To help you create an impact every time you talk, we're breaking down the exact ways that high-value guys communicate to women in this video. Continue watching if you're tired of being forgotten. Without ever trying too hard, a guy who understands this can make a woman miss him, want for his company, and seek his vitality. First, let's discuss the power of composed, controlled speech. You'll know how to speak in a way that makes women think about you, even when you're not there at the end of this video. High-value men don't talk quickly or finish their sentences. A guy exudes confidence when he speaks in a steady, composed tone. They are different from other males only because of this. Amidst their nervous babble, they communicate with presence, control, and purpose. High-value men are different from others in that they don't over-explain. Rather, they keep their statements straightforward and don't defend every single thing they say. They welcome pauses. If they say anything, they let it alone. Women are naturally drawn to this because it exudes assurance, stability, and purpose. Contrast it with someone who talks too fast, fumbles their words, or is always looking for approval. Which, in your opinion, makes an impression? Silence is uncomfortable for most people, but a confident man makes the most of it. A well-placed pause produces. When they act in line with their assertions, people are captivated by mystery and want to hear more. Fabricated stories or exaggerated claims are superfluous. A high value. The next time you're speaking, slow down, pause between phrases, and give your words time to settle. You'll be shocked at how much attention others, particularly ladies, begin to give to what you have to say. The subtle art of playful teasing involves striking a careful balance between being fun and striving too hard to impress. The words of a man are not as loud as his presence. Think about this. It creates a feeling of familiarity and engages you when someone teases you in a playful, confident way. It has the opposite impact when someone does it in a forced or mean-spirited way. High-worth men are aware of this equilibrium and use teasing to pique interest and create desire. Men act differently. They tease with affection instead of arrogance. Making an inside joke or something personal that adds fun to the moment is more important than disparaging someone. They keep their cool while they tease, and it loses its effect if you do the same. While looking for approval afterward, genuine confidence comes from blending honesty with teasing, or delivering the tease and then letting it rest. A significant quantity man knows when to shift gears. Playfulness adds intrigue, but an act of genuine appreciation gives it direction. You may say, "You know, I think you secretly enjoy making me wait. It's your way of keeping me on my toes." That's teasing, but in a way that makes her smile, instead of criticizing if she is always late. 3. The secret weapon of making her feel understood. The most attractive men are the ones who make women feel not just heard, but understood. Don't feel sorry for teasing. It's not about trying to be funny. It's about creating a dynamic where both of you enjoy the conversation. This makes interactions feel effortless, and that's what leaves a lasting impression. Here's what high-value men do that most guys don't. They listen without waiting to speak, while most people wait for their turn to speak. This isn't about agreeing with everything she says. It's about actively listening and responding in a way that shows you're present in the conversation. They ask intelligent questions, not simple ones, like, "What do you do for fun?" but ones that make her think, like, "What's one thing people assume about you that isn't true?" This builds a genuine connection and acknowledges emotions rather than just words. The man lets the conversation flow and takes in what is being said before answering. A poor value response to someone talking about a challenge she had may be, "Oh, that's tough." The question, "What kept you pushing through?" would be a high-value answer. A high value is established by this. Man, he doesn't just engage in light conversation. Instead, he makes her feel heard, understood, and emotionally connected, which is why she won't only remember you and will find you attractive. The power of mystery is as follows: saying less, conveying more. One of the biggest mistakes that men make when talking to women is to reveal too much too soon. They try to dazzle with an unending amount of information, although they are really valuable, and they overshare and over-explain. Men understand that power lies in mystery. Men are seldom inclined to divulge everything at once. Rather, they divulge just enough to stimulate curiosity without leaving anything undiscovered. This is about generating interest, not about mind tricks. Think at it this way. Would you still find a movie entertaining if the opening 5 minutes of the film included all the explanations, with no tension or build-up? Apply it to the way you speak now. This is what adds interest to a man's words, not answers, but succinct, impactful replies. "So what do you do for a living?" Saying something like, "I help people solve problems. What about you?" invites her to ask follow-up questions and keeps the discussion open-ended. Provide just enough information so she wants to follow up with subtle humor rather than straight replies. If you answer every inquiry with a thorough narrative of your life, you leave little opportunity for curiosity. Speaking deliberately and using language that sparks her curiosity rather than overloading her with information is the key to mystery. The talent of saying no is what makes you unique, and when a guy limits how much he shares, he naturally keeps others wanting more. Instead of answering seriously when she asks why you are so confident, mention that you took a confidence course given by your grandma. This maintains her attention while keeping things light. The majority of guys think that they have to agree with every word a woman says in order to keep her interested. They worry that she would leave them if they disagree or set limits. But the truth is that high value. Because it shows that he has standards, a man who can say no without fear of immediately losing her favor stands out. Men aren't afraid to refuse. Self-assurance and respect, rather of feigning a like for the sake of impressing others, high-value guys would remark, "I respect that, but I've never really been into that genre. Maybe you can convince me." They establish limits without giving a reason, and this keeps the discussion honest and dynamic. For instance, he would just respond, "I've already got something going on. Let's plan for another time." If she wants to make last-minute changes to their plans, and he is already occupied. In order to show that they appreciate their own time and effort, they will politely go if they are being treated disrespectfully rather than pursuing or pleading. They simply and confidently react. They don't have to apologize or explain themselves. Women want guys who understand their worth and aren't afraid to stand by it. They don't want someone who constantly follows them around. More respect is given to a guy who can say no than to one who always agrees. It matters since ending a conversation early leaves a lasting impact as opposed to continuing till the energy levels fall. High-value men take the initiative to stop a discussion, whereas most men wait for the woman to do it. Fades you while things are still going well in the relationship. This achieves two objectives. It presents you as having a life outside of the talk. A high-value guy doesn't simply wait for an encounter to conclude. He has activities, locations, and strategies for making the most of this departure. She would mentally relive the last moment if it was exciting and captivating, desiring more. If the conversation is going well, saying something like, "I have to run, but this was fun. Let's continue this another time," can keep the momentum going and make her want more. Instead of providing the idea that you have infinite time, set time restrictions early on. Instead of being the one pursuing her for more time, the secret is to constantly leave her wondering about you. It's what makes a guy stand out. Saying something like, "I've only got a few minutes, but I wanted to say hello," sets the tone early. You seem busy and in demand as a result. If you feel that the discussion is becoming boring, don't linger uncomfortably. Declare, "All right, I'll catch up with you later," and confidently go. People's perceptions of you are influenced by the way you speak. You haven't been structuring your comments with strength, which is why you've been struggling in talks, not because you're not fascinating enough. You won't ever need to pursue women again if you learn the secret. Talk with intention, maintain a hint of mystery, establish boundaries, take charge of the conversation, and perfect these techniques. If this was helpful to you, please press the like button and subscribe to the Stoic Guide for more thought-provoking articles. In the space provided for comments below, let me know which of these speaking techniques you intend to use first. The next one will see you. Continue to be powerful, intelligent, and articulate like a high-value individual.